Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I'm going to talk about the month of March, starting from March 15th through the 21st. And looking at this, you're going to find that this is a very interesting day because the moon is in its favorite sign and its favorite nakshatra, which is Taurus, and it's in the nakshatra Rohini. This is an appreciation for the best things in life. So this is a good day to associate with people, come together with friends and groups, because on this day, you're going to find that people are more generous, more giving, with Jupiter's in the 12th from the moon. And also with Venus and Mars, Mars has just entered into Aquarius now. So it's now aligning with Venus once again. So there's quite a lot of activity 10th from the moon. This is a day of hard work and success in the workplace. So Venus and Saturn give you the discipline, and good things are happening around career prospects. Now, if you're looking for a job, yes, it's a good time to start looking. If you're wanting to find that promotion, yes, it's a good day for that. Now, another thing is, as people and friends and groups are becoming a little dysfunctional at this time, because now we have the sun approaching Neptune. It's coming together. So for the next few days, you're going to see where people are not clear about things. And Mercury with Neptune makes it even worse. So all these planets are in the 11th house from the moon, which represents groups and friends, are going to be maybe well-intentioned, but they're so confusing. You can't get things straight with them, and there will be disagreements. So that really is what I want to say for this day of the 15th. Now I am looking at March 16th, and the moon will move into Gemini later in the day, start around the evening. Remember, I'm talking about Central Standard Time. The moon will be in Gemini, and it will be in the nakshatra Mrigashira. Now, this places a lot of planets in interesting houses that makes such a difference, because Mars and Venus and Saturn will be in the 9th house from the moon. And this is a good thing, because the 9th house deals with spirituality and truth. This is what you'll be more questing. You're going to be more thinking about. Is this the honest truth? Should I move forward with this process? And if you're dealing with anything with legalities, you're going to find that this is going to be a time that could be a little bit more difficult, but things have to get done and organized in the area of laws and legalities. Now, the sun is almost with Neptune in the 10th house. You're going to find globally throughout the world, things are insane. And the propaganda and things, or just information to try to sway people in a certain way, are going to be rampant. It's really crazy out there. Neptune conjuncting the sun. That is today, and it will be tomorrow as well. But it is a good time that you can get together with like-minded people, because what I'm looking at is Jupiter being in the 11th house from the moon. So friends and people, it's a time to come together. And don't forget the moon being in Mrigashira. That's a nakshatra that deals with the search, finding things. So this can be a time that you can really find your answers. When you really put your heart and soul to it, you're going to find that you are searching and finding exactly the answers you need. So now let's go to the 17th. So March 17th, we still have the moon in Gemini, but it is moved to the nakshatra called Ardra. Ardra is an intense nakshatra, and let me remind you, its symbol is a teardrop. So there is a sadness that's really being felt through the world. But Neptune is exactly on the sun today. So anything to do with world leadership, world leaders, trust me, the confusion is out there. The propaganda is out there. There is going to be mass craziness going on. Don't listen to what is being put out there, because chances are it's untrue. And there's a lot of things to be aware of during this time. Now, the Sun, Neptune, Mercury, Rahu are in the 10th house. This is the public, what the world is all about. It's really gone crazy in the area of communications. It's not in a good place. Now, Jupiter being in the 11th house, yes, it's a good time to come together with like-minded people. Your friends, meet up. You're going to need probably the support during these crazy times where things don't make sense. This is a time when things will not make sense on the 17th, but it is a good time to look into reading more about your spiritual truths and coming together with what you believe. Let's go to March 18th. And so looking at the 18th of March, the moon will still be in Gemini, but it's going to go into the nakshatra called Purnavasu, means return of the light. So it's a much easier day than the day before, because now things are clearer, they feel better, and it's a time of spiritual understanding and advancement. Come together with friends, with associates that have your similar likenesses in terms of your beliefs, and it'll feel really good to have a better understanding, because there's so much confusion going on out there in the world. Now, Mercury is exactly conjunct Rahu today. That is intense. And I gotta say, the world of communications is crazy. There is so much being put out there right now to confuse and flood our minds. I want you to really stay clear and focused and ask questions, because a lot of what's being put out there doesn't make any sense. Mercury conjunct Rahu will also make people extremely obsessive and compulsive in their thinking. So don't let people try to convince you of things that you know are wrong. Chances are they'll try. And it is still a day of bringing in the light in terms of understanding the spiritual truths. So March 19th, things get a little heated up and much more difficult. Why? Because the moon goes into Cancer. Cancer is the sign of deep feelings, and it is also the sign of the need for security and protection. And the moon will go into the nakshatra called Pusha, which is the nakshatra that deals with nourishment and protection. But chances are these are well needed. The reason I say that is because Mars, Venus, and Saturn will be in the 8th house from the moon. This is the worst house, so there's all sorts of contemplation and difficulty. There can be scandals coming out, much disruption in the world, and scandalous things that are surfacing at this time. And this can be even global. I think that some of these scandals and things that are coming out are really teaching us the truth. We need to know the truth to make better choices. This goes globally for countries and personally for you as well. And also looking at this, yes, there's so much that's being exposed. So with this, I'm seeing, yes, the sun with Rahu's coming together in the 9th house from the moon. So this is the truth is finally coming out from scandals and exposure around this time, around this day. Now, if you're looking for a job, well, I don't like where all these planets are in the 8th house. There is a possibility with Jupiter in the 10th that things are going okay at work, with your work, but lay low on gossip and pay attention to what's coming out that's revealing a lot of truths. And things are difficult. Things are difficult because people are unaware and it's difficult for them to accept the truth that's being revealed. So let's go to March 20th. March 20th, we've got the moon still in Cancer. But this day is going to be in the nakshatra Aslesha, which is the nakshatra of pretty much sneakiness. It's ruled by a snake, can deal with a lot of deception and sneakiness. And with Mars, Venus, and Saturn in the 8th house from the moon, you're still going to find all this uncovering of scandalous affairs that are bringing forth the truth in so many ways. But it's hard to accept because there's been so much that's coming out at this time, and it is very difficult. And remember, I'm not just talking about global affairs, I'm talking about personal affairs in your own life. Things are being looked at deep and introspectively, so be cautious and be aware in your own doings in your own life. Let's move to March 21st. And March 21st is where the moon is going to be in Cancer half of the day. So it's still a need for protection and security. But by the evening hours, like around 5, I'm talking Central Standard Time, the moon will be moving into Leo. And when it's in Leo, this will be a time of heated arguments. Why? Because Mars is opposed the moon. And Saturn, but Venus is in between Mars and Saturn. This is actually what I call a Papakatari yoga. So Venus is squeezed in and can't bring peace or balance to things. People are very argumentative. Venus will be conjunct Saturn today. That's a tough aspect. And it can deal with issues around loneliness and disruption and arguments and problems in relationships. So lay low with this day because it's not a great day in any way for coming together and understanding others in the area of one-on-one relationships. Love, it's a lonely time. There isn't this great expression of love and appreciation at this time at all. And the Sun, Rahu, Mercury are in the 8th house. This is even more difficult. So the 8th house can deal with misunderstandings and psychological problems, deep ones. Be aware, because what can come out of understanding these deep psychological problems is a healing in relationships. But yes, I think it will be painful. So that concludes the 3rd week in March. So I hope this gives you a better understanding on how to make plans and what to prepare for each day of this month. So with that, if you would like more information on me, go to my website, galacticcenter.org. And if you're interested in learning Vedic astrology, go to my university website, universityofvedicastrology.com. Thank you.